Hey guys, Life in China with Patrick. Hope all is well. I'm here at the hospital. I've been coming to the hospital a lot lately. I had to get a colonoscopy about a week and a half ago. Everything turned out fine. I'm going to give you the details on that, whether you like it or not. I'm sure you want to hear about my poop problems. But I came back up to the hospital to get the results of the sample that they took when they did the colonoscopy, and it came out non-cancerous. So I'm excited about that. I actually thought it was cancer because I was hurting inside. I was bloating. Ended up being something else. They still haven't quite figured out what it is, so I've got to go back for another colonoscopy in 2 weeks and do a couple more tests. But they kind of ruled out cancer, so maybe something like colitis or whatever. But either way, I didn't want to talk about that. I gave you just a brief overview of it. So I came back up to the hospital to get the report from the pathology department. And I'm thinking, while I'm up here, I might as well get these. I've got a spot here and a spot here of skin that just kind of keeps growing, and it gets crusty. And it kind of looks like little barnacles growing off my head. Now, as a child, I was out in the sun a lot. Snow skied, water skied, swam. I did all sorts of stuff out in the sun and didn't protect myself as well as I should have. I did actually have cancer here and had it removed when I lived in the United States, and that was really expensive. I think even after deductibles and stuff, I want to say it was probably $1,000 plus. I mean, it was pretty expensive, even with health insurance. So I come up here and I get in line and I pay 15 kwai, which is like, so if you think about it this way, 100 kwai is about 13 and a half or $14. So 15 kwai is like in the dollar range to set up an appointment with the dermatologist. So I went up there, and you know what's funny about the dermatology department here in China? It's not very busy at all. And if you've ever seen Chinese people in the United States that have come from China and they're living in the U.S., they're always wearing these silk masks. They're always wearing big hats. They're always putting a ton of sunscreen on themselves. And it's the same thing here in Chongqing in China. They just always cover themselves. So it was like there was hardly anybody there, and I didn't even wait. By the time I paid for it and got up to the third floor, my name had already come up, and I'm thinking they already passed me. But I ran into the doctor's office, didn't have to wait, and he looked at it and he says, let's do some tests. So they did some tests. I forget what the gadget was called, but they kind of hovered over it, took some pictures, then they took more pictures, and they said no, it's not cancer. It's something keratosis, sub something keratosis, which is they call it the barnacle of the old people or something like that. I forget how the terminology, but it's just skin that kind of just grows and grows and dies off. Part of it's probably from sun exposure, and maybe I need to have a little bit better diet instead of eating hot pot all the time. But I wanted to share this with you because if I were in the United States, I would be dreading going to the dermatologist and wondering about the kind of payment that I would have to make. I mean, I would probably have health insurance, but I can imagine if you don't have health insurance and, knowing the cost of how much, a procedure like this, a doctor's visit like this would run, more than likely you probably wouldn't go to the doctor. You would just kind of go, well, let's just hope it's not cancer and keep our fingers crossed. The thing about living in China is that the health care is so inexpensive that I'm just learning if there's an issue that I've got that I need to be on top of it. I'm more apt to be on top of it. And I do have health insurance too. So I'm going to take this and turn it in. So it's probably going to be even cheaper than what I paid. So I paid 85 kwai for the test, which is like $8 or $9, and then the appointment itself, it was all less than $13 today to set the appointment, to get it tested, and actually I got prescription for 2 kwai, a prescription medication, because it sometimes gets a little itchy, and they said that you could put it on there. But I'm on my head, and I had them check my back. I'm cancer free, no skin cancer or anything like that. So this is, I'm a little bit older, so it's just nice to know that I'm not going to be my wallet's not going to be pillaged by the cost, of really expensive healthcare, because it's cheap here. It's cheap, and I'm more motivated to get procedures done, to get checked out if I have a concern, because I know I'm not going to pay a whole lot for it. And I wish it were that way in the United States. And there's a lot of arguments for why it's more expensive and all that. But the point is, healthcare shouldn't send somebody into bankruptcy. It shouldn't prohibit them from getting something checked out, because, what if I would have waited and it would have been some type of dangerous skin cancer? It might be too late for me. So I just wanted to share that with you. This is one of the many reasons that I love living in China, is because the cost of healthcare is cheap. The only thing I don't like is when you come to the hospital, people cut in front of you all the time, and I have to bite my tongue so I don't say anything to them. Although I've said some stuff before, telling them to get in line. I'll tell them pai dui, and they'll look at me and I go, oh, okay, I'm playing dumb, and I'm going to go in line. But that's the only complaint that I have, is when you're waiting in line, people cutting. So that's it. I hope this has, if you have any questions, any comments, feel free to put them down in the comment section. That's it for me, but I'm in a good mood today. I don't have to worry about this crusty barnacle growing off my head, that it's something dangerous. So, guys, take care. See you in the next video.